All right, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to this week's edition of This Week in Frax. I'm your host, DeFi Dave, here with Capital K and Sam McCullough. And this week, we got a lot to get into. But before we get into any of that, we're going to hear from our lovely Sam McCullough and our partners at Metronome. We're going to go Metronome to the dome.
Yeah.
So, Sam, take it away.
I just want to pull up our account, right? So we put 500 Frax into this, which gave us a total collateral of $2,146 and 18 cents, and now we're up to $2,149.54. That's an increase of $3 over that time period, and we're right on track for just below 20%. So it's let's see, we put 500 in and we're tracking for like $90 right now. So close to 20%. It's coming along. It's going to vary over the week. And we're also doing this the day before Friday as well, too. So I think last week I checked on Friday. So it might be a little bit more tomorrow, but you can see that it is growing and that it is using the synthetic collateral to be able to achieve higher rates of leverage for Frax and VA Frax. But I'm got a little notion that they're going to be adding sfrx to Metronome here in the next few weeks. That's what I would be.
Looping.
Shout out Green Jeff.
Yeah.
I think they mentioned in chat this week that they were going to be adding it.
Yeah, I think they did hint to that as well.
Yeah. Was the advertised APR 20%, Sam? Or like how far is it from the advertised sticker?
On the first week it was like 22%. So if we go to the Spark Farming page, and we choose collateral. Unfortunately, it's a little bit hard to see, but we can scroll down and see that the VA Frax at a max APY boost is at 47%. So I think it varies week to week because it's based on the curve pools, I think.
Got it.
So that's cool. We'll keep up to date on this as we go through the weeks. But we have a ton of stuff that actually happened. And I think I wrote a bull post this week. We had the bull episode from CryptoVestor that we released as well too, and I think the narrative's changing, guys.
The tide is turning.
Mm-hmm.
We have turned a corner.
Exactly, and the reason. Oh wait, I turned off my camera. The reason that I think that the tide is turning is that if we look at stablecoins.wtf, which is one of the tracking sites that keeps track of like all the stablecoins, their inflows and outflows. Apparently, for the last 30 days, we're flat. So there's no more drawdowns. We've reached the bottom, I believe, in the stablecoin market cap drawdown. Probably not going down any lower. And it means that we can only go up from here, and that's great.
I love to see it.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at some of the larger stablecoins, unfortunately, we don't have a 30-day here, but DAI's up on a 30-day. Well, it says down 1.4. Frax is up 0.13% on the 30-day. So there is starting to see growth, and these stablecoin market could potentially be on its way back, especially with the Bitcoin ETF coming and a bunch of catalysts coming into next year. Things are starting to look better and better.
I felt the energy from the response with the CryptoVestor energy this week. I haven't felt that energy in a long time. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're getting back to our roots as the Flywheel Pod, where we would take up and coming threaders and just people enthusiastic, just coming out with like good content. With CryptoVestor especially, like he just asks really good questions. He's the truffle sniffer. He's digging for gold. And just to like, it's one thing to like see the enthusiasm in the Telegram group and on the timeline, but it's a whole nother thing to just like hear it over in audio form. And I think that really came across, and I think a lot of people resonated with it. And I think it's like, especially the timing was perfect, like with how the market's acting right now. So, I feel it feels like a definitely like where I wouldn't say like, I don't want to like jump the gun too long, but it like feels like we're getting back there.
We're so back.
We're so back.
Yeah.
And we are so back. I mean, like, I think looking at the long-term charts, like at the weekly chart, things are really we're reaching the end of the accumulation phase, and it's going to be up only from here. But that's just my opinion. What I can say is coming, though, definitively, is this: the all-seeing eye.
Was this like the Lord of the Ring? Oh,
it looks like a cute robot.
Yeah. The classic. Travis, let's just drop like a photo JPEG of the logo with like no context whatsoever late at night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For the listeners, Sam, could you describe what we are looking at?
So this is the all-seeing eye, aka FXB logo. So they changed it up. Previously, it was a B. It was like a black circle with a white B in it, and now it's this quasi. I mean, it's like it is the Frax logo, right? So you've got the Frax logo, but it's a square now, and it's got a little dot in the middle.
It looks like a US dollar bill. You know what I mean? Like usually it's denoted like a rectangle and a circle in the middle.
I got some like HAL 9000 vibes when I looked at it.
Yeah, it's cute.
But we actually had some additional information that Travis gave. He posted this address and said the FXB contracts are live on Polygon Scan, where they're doing some testing. They've done, what is this, 7 transactions?
Is the test net.
6?
No, that's common. Polygon is like is e-testnet.
Yeah, I know. It's funny that it's actually in front of us like it. But yes, Sam, please continue.
Yeah, so the transactions are here. There are a bunch of transactions and internal transactions happening. You can actually like look at the contract and read through it, read the source code, and it's live. You can take a look at what it's going to look like inside of Etherscan once it gets here. And so I don't think they've finished testing yet because there's not a ton of transactions that have gone through here. And there's not any like fake Frax that's going in or out. I don't see any token transfers happening. So we'll keep an eye on this one as they prepare to use it over the next couple of weeks to test. But it does signal that the audits are done and that they're going to live testing soon, because you don't put anything to Polygon Scan. Like Polygon Scan comes after the like Goerli testnet or Wholesky or something, because those ones are not a live network. And Polygon Scan is a live network that has fully public and open to the forces of the market.
Wow! So we're close to bonds.
Yeah,
full Frax V3 rollout.
Yeah. Exactly. The gem of Frax V3 coming soon.
Big facts.
Yeah. Also, this week we had some really nice integrations that came. Friends of the show, Pendle, added the sfrax pool to their protocol and enabled generation of their PT and YT tokens. And right now you can come to the pools page. There's also the market. So market allows for some different rates. But if you come to the pools page and provide your stake Frax into the pool, you can get a maximum boosted 22%. Unboosted, it's about 13%, which is still pretty good, right? They have all the interest rates here, but great to see Pendle pick up stake Frax.
Wow, 5 million TVL already? Jeez.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah.
That's 10% of the sfrax. That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty good, yeah. I wonder if it's a way to do looping. Is it a way to do looping?
No, it's a different product. But you effectively get looping. You effectively get the same yield as if you had looped. So it's a different product.
That's
safer.
Right. You can essentially sell off the yield and lock in that rate.
Yeah. Or if you want to bet the other way, you could go the other way. But I'm going to spill some tea here, and I think this yield is like slightly better than what you are getting from the Curve USD Frax sfrax pool on Curve, because that pool is paying about 17.5%. So you're getting paid a delta of like 5% to have this duration, because I think you have to lock it for like 150 days or something on Pendle right here.
Yeah, I think there's ways to get in and out if you do want to get your money back. But
there is, but you have to pay. Like it eats a little bit away.
Yeah. So looking at the CRV USD sfrax contract, it's heavily balanced or heavily split towards CRV USD. So 63.35 or like 65.35, which means that this sfrax is that 6% yield that you're getting is really only a 2% and then you're getting another 13% on top.
Yeah.
Dude, look at the base.
40.
VAPY.
That's pretty good.
The fees are doing well.
Yeah, I bet it's mostly people who have CRV USD and are selling into the pool.
Yeah.
Because if you see the price here, like it's really getting pushed up in terms of sfrx and curve USD, and that's why the imbalance is coming here.
Yeah. So I mean, if you add up the daily APY, that's that 2% plus another 2.5%, 3% from sfrax, that's 5 plus the 13, you get to like 18, 17. Yeah. So like I said, you're paying 5% for that extra duration on Pendle versus this like fully liquid. Granted, IL is there, obviously, but there's risk and trade-offs on either side. I personally prefer this one just because it's more liquid and I'm more familiar with the product, and yeah. Plus, I think CRV at these prices are like a steal.
What, CRV USD?
Non-financial advice.
CRV USD at $1 is a steal.
Oh no, I meant the CRV rewards that I'm getting.
Oh right, yeah, of course, yeah. I think like looking at the CRV chart, we're at like cyclical bottoms for.
Oh my god!
I mean, this is the weekly chart as well too.
I love how you just had this.
Yeah, I was like instantly.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're thinking that CRV goes up to all-time highs again at some point, which I pray that it does.
Jesus,
that's a
curve cap prays that it does.
I mean, that's like a 13x on all your yields. So if you're getting a 13, I think this is what people forget, right? Is that like if you're getting a 13% yield and then the token that you get does a 10x, you now have 130% yield.
Math.
Exactly.
It's math. It's math.
We are biased. Biased. Everything we say are extremely biased. So NFA.
So another integration that's coming up is going to be internal. We had the Frax Finance core team.
Oh wow!
Post FPI. Hold on a second. FPI IP 12, which is whitelisting sfrax and FXBs as FPI collateral. I think,
that's good.
Yeah, you and I talked about this on the last Frax check, Kit.
That's good.
They need to enable this because then they can. What that allows it to do is now they can take the liquidity away from the curve pool where the majority of the liquidity is sitting, and they can put it into a stake frax. And as long as the stake frax yield is above the CPI yield, then they can just arb the difference.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Exactly correct. And also FXBs is like another fail safe on top of that if sfrax doesn't cover it. So it's like a double buffer on top of this. So
right.
Good move, team.
Yeah, and so just to take a look at the balance sheet again, yeah, you can see that like I'm guessing like the FPI token balance and probably a good majority of this FPI Frax convex LP probably gets shifted over to sfrax, and that's going to drive the reward rates like quite a bit higher. I think like the same thing that happened when they moved the majority of the funds away from the Frax base pool and into like stake Frax. Now you're going to see the same thing happen with FPI, and that means that the rates are going to go up on that curve LP significantly, maybe like 2 to 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Frax team moved collateral out of Frax BP and placed it into sfrax?
Well, I mean, that's what they did, right? Remember they had all that extra, remember it was so imbalanced?
Yeah. They ripped out like 200 million of Frax or some like or almost 300 million.
Yeah, but maybe that Frax was just AMO produced and it wasn't actually
for sure it was AMO produced, or a large chunk of it probably was AMO produced. But then from there, did you saw them put it into sfrax?
I don't know if they put it in sfrax, but they may have they used that to bring the pools back in line. So with sfrax now, I mean, you don't need such large allocations of the balance sheet into this Frax FPI. At least that's just what I'm kind of going off. And also this entire FPI token balance they can add. So 46 million would be added into sfrax.
But here's another thing that we're not reading between the lines is Frax has to incentivize that FPI Frax convex LP, right? Now, those VLCVX votes or even outright bribes can go into something else. right? So now that just frees up a huge chunk of the balance, a huge chunk of the voting power. To so
yeah. So that Frax FPI pool is getting 5.24% right now, fully boosted up to 6%, or that's going to be in the next week. But yeah, I would assume that would go up, right? That if they do pull some of that liquidity away to put it into sfrax along with the rest of the balance sheet, this could maybe trend up towards what is Frax base pool at?
I mean, but I probably wouldn't do that, right? I would probably keep it at that same rate. So I would reduce the incentives to this pool and direct it elsewhere.
Yeah,
because I'm sure Frax could use it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Remember, the hurdle for FPI is not to wag me on the revenue side, right? The hurdle for FPI is just to make sure it gets that inflation index and make sure the FPI holders are kosher there and have a healthy buffer. It's not to maximize the treasury.
Yeah, it's incredible how efficient those three. Now that I look at it, the Frax FPI, Frax USDC, and then the sfrax yields are really kept in line. That FPI yield that we were looking at. So the Frax base pool yield right now is 6.54%. The FPI yield is 5.24%, but there's the addition of the inflation yield on top. So it's probably getting the exact same. So like 6.54% up to around 7. And then stake Frax at the moment is sitting at like 6.4%. So yeah, it's that's kind of the base rate now. It's great.
Can you go back for 1 sec to Frax BP? I want to see what Frax CRV USD was right there. The Frax CRV, Frax and CRV USD. So scroll down a bit.
Which one?
Frax convex Frax CRV USD.
Yeah, 9.
See, now it's at 16%. So the market really is efficient because that's exactly what you would get in the sfrax CRV USD. Right.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Wow. The market. I think we're so back. So many eyeballs are on this thing. Like the efficiency of the market is like screaming.
It's great how like yields across the board have just like gone up, right?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. Because even if we look at Fraxland, and I was looking at this the other day, the base yield, like look at the base yield for borrowing sfrxETH. It's 5%.
Wow.
That people are paying. 5.4%.
I mean, borrowing Frax.
Yeah, borrowing Frax from sfrxETH. Yeah. The team does have another 20 million that they could add into this pool to bring down some of those yields before they hit the cap. The total amount lent in this pool should go up to about 69 or 70 million before it tops out.
That's crazy, dude. But look at the utilization rate, 90%. So these sfrxETH people are earning the base ETH yield, which is like 4 or 5%, plus this 5% here. So you're going to get like 9-10% on your sfrxETH. Just
no, this is the borrow cost. This is how much they're paying to borrow the dollars. So
no, but I'm saying the lend APY. If you have
the lend APY,
if you're an sfrxETH lender, like you get the base yield plus the sweet 5% here.
Oh no, you don't. I mean, wait, you do?
No, you don't get the base yield. You only, no. Like
unless you're lending yeah.
So like unless you're borrowing from like look at these pools. So like FPI Frax.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Wait, no, that doesn't have any size. But like FPI Frax V2, like you can lend in that LP, the FPI Frax. Honestly might be a good strategy. They have 678,000 of liquidity available that you can borrow at 0.5% and then deposit that straight into sfrax. Or if you have ape, you can borrow against your ape. Actually, that might be the best one. Like borrow against your FPI and then just deposit that into stake Frax, and you're arbitraging like a 5% yield right there.
Yeah, that's like, wait, Sam, wouldn't you just loop it instead, right? And take out all of it and just go FPI Frax LP again and just take.
Oh no, sorry, it's not the LP. It's just it's FPI as the collateral asset, and then Frax is the borrowing asset.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that V2 threw me off. I thought it was
it threw me off as well too. Yeah, but these borrowing costs, like if you look at the bottom here, so like CVX. Has 190,000, probably 100,000 that you could borrow. Uni has almost like zero utilization. So if somebody has Uni that they can borrow from somewhere, I mean, you can borrow at 0.5%. Same for Ape as well too. So I think somebody's going to figure that out soon.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, Yeah, so we have some other governance stuff. We have a gauge request from Ramses to
Ramses are friends.
Yeah.
Good friends.
Yeah, so they want to add a Frax USDC controller, and this would be on Arbitrum for one of their concentrated liquidity pools.
Oh, I thought that was me. I was like,
oh no, it's fine.
You're back. You're back.
Yeah, we're back. So the Ramses team wants to add a where's that? A gauge controller on Arbitrum for the concentrated liquidity Frax USDC pool. Should go through. Also, the co-founder of Ramses said, wanted to show my gratitude to Tranter for posting this and the Frax team for always being a fantastic partner to have. We are keen to collaborate even deeper with Frax and to support Frax and sfrxETH liquidity on Arbitrum to boost stake Frax and stake sfrxETH yields consequently. This specific pair is one
Sam
we are very, very fond of.
No,
guys, I'm still, remember it's Riverside. It still keeps on recording locally, so you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. No reaction.
If it goes out. So it's going to provide the ability to wrap and put them into ALM and to receive a stakeable ERC20 to streamline the process. So happy to work together in any capacity to make this a reality. Hey, thanks, Ramses team. That's nice. Great to see that.
Yeah, we support.
And then the last item for this week is add a pETH sfrxETH gauge controller, which is a new LP for JPEG for ETH sfrxETH after the curve hack, which took place about 6 weeks ago.
Wow.
Looks like a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. I mean, it's been a kind of a big week. Narrative feels great. I think I've gotten some DMs from people just saying like starting to feel bullish again.
Yeah.
Bitcoin ETF changes everything.
Yep. The mood. Everybody's lifted.
ETF or no ETF, we ball.
We send anyways. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. We're sending. And I was like, oh, there you have it, folks. We're sending. And then we really did.
Yeah.
We need to get him back on again. We need to give him like a program or something. I said that to Sam this morning. I'm like, we gotta like, whether it's like a video version of, Alpha Corner or like, because I love his energy. I'm a crypto investor simp.
Yeah.
I've been simping since he was like 3-digit followers on Twitter. So it's great to see him grow. That dude deserves like 10,000, 20,000 followers, honestly.
Yeah.
Shout out to the llamas.
So we also have the short-term incentive program, which is coming up. We put out an interview with Sam K this week that we conducted with him. This is going to start imminently, and Frax will have 500,000 ARB per month for a total of 1.45 million ARB to distribute over this multi-month period, 3-month period.
Yay.
Yeah. So get ready. Arbitrum needs more TVL, and hopefully we end up with $60 to $100 million worth of TVL at the end of the STIP program.
Well, can you give us like a quick summary of the interview with Sam?
Yeah. So I asked him like 5 questions just to really go over everything, and then we provided an edited version of the interview. If people want to see the raw version of the interview, I can always upload that. But Sam talked about the impact that Frax has had on Arbitrum and just how close of a relationship the Arbitrum community has with Frax. And then, they were one of 29 protocols that were selected for this STIP program for the first round. And really the only major ETH incumbent DeFi platform. I guess you could argue like Abracadabra is there as well too, but their TVL is quite low now. It's not in the same size. There's really nothing there's no ETH based DeFi projects with more than 100 million TVL other than Frax. And it's not like Aave forgot to put final in their grant proposal, and so they missed
they got rugged.
They missed the deadline. Lido did make the vote, but they didn't get enough votes. The vote was split for them. They did end up getting a 4 vote. But the way that Arbitrum did the rankings is that they ranked it by the amount of votes. So the first place got like 200 million votes. They get their full amount, right? They get like a million ARB, and then they go all the way down. And then as soon as the 50 million ARB cutoff happens, then even if you passed and you got like 100 million votes, because you didn't get 101 million votes and the person ahead of you did, then you got the cutoff.
Yeah.
And you didn't get to take part in the STIP program. So, but all the feedback that I've heard about the STIP has been positive. It's really brought in a lot of builders together and made the Arbitrum community better.
A lot of engagement, a lot of organic engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've heard, like, I think it's overall been positive. Like, politics is always like a little bit messy, especially when you're asking for money. And sometimes, and like this was like so quick. And like, like literally, like it's in the name, like short term. And so, but I think it did a really good job to like, get, band the Arbitrum's community together to actually care and give a shit of what's going on. We'll see the results. We'll see if it sticks and if like long term that liquidity and capital sticks around Arbitrum. What do you guys think? Like, how do you guys think this will play out?
I think it's gonna be big, especially if we get if Bitcoin ETF like vibes take us to 40,000, ETH goes up to 2,000 again.
Dude, we could just like feeding me straight hopium.
Yeah, I mean at that point,
the dealer.
Yeah. And then Arbitrum goes back up to $1. I mean, 50 million ARB at $1 will support a ton of money. We're talking probably like several $100 million worth of TVL coming into Arbitrum across the entire protocol.
Yeah,
I think it's going to come down to if the bull market does come back. I would say the STIP probably doesn't have as powerful of an effect because yields are going to be higher elsewhere, and we're going to scoff at like a 10-20%. But if we're kind of in this lull but trending up, then I think it'll be good for the STIP. Just my take.
So the people that did get into the STIP, like if you look at the people who actually were voted in, we had friends of the show Umami who got in.
Big fan.
Yeah. Dopex got there. Silo, who's also building some great stuff as well too. Frax was there. I mean, if you look at the top of the list, it's like all Arbitrum native projects. GMX,
Camelot.
Yeah, definitely Camelot. All of those projects have been building for like a long time, have great relationships with the delegates, and the people that made it because they made a concerted effort to be on Arbitrum and interact with the Arbitrum community. And I think that's one of the points that Sam made in the interview, is that they've really put a lot of time and effort into growing on Arbitrum, and being voted in like this is just indicative of that time.
They were like, Frax was there early. I was like early in Frax's multi-chain strategy. I remember.
Yeah.
There's another thing I have to announce. So Frax is a official beta launch partner in Tahoe and their new Discovery interactive game called Subscape. Now, have you guys seen this?
What? No, what is this?
Look at this. Imagine the Curve Wars and Settlers of Catan had a baby. It's this. Yeah.
Wait, is this a board game or?
No, and like
what?
You guys are whitelisted. Yeah. And so basically this is like the beta. So Frax is one of 5 launch partners along with Arbitrum, Galaxy, Gitcoin. I'm missing someone.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay.
Yeah. And basically how it works is, like a lot of programs, like you have to do like one task, but the task is like mindless, and you get this like airdrop farming, and it's just like very soulless and extractive.
Yeah.
So like you with this, like you have to do a quest that requires some intellectual and mental effort, and each realm has their own quest. And if you do the quest, you earn XP points, which will be redeemable for Tahoe tokens at Season 1 launch. Very cool. So the quest for Frax is to claim a reward on Vote Market. Is to vote and claim.
With VEFXS.
With VEFXS. Yep. So that launched today. That launched yesterday. And I've been like working closely with the Tahoe team to get this together. We're dropping an article today. Today's Friday, so it probably would be dropped today. I wrote like a little open letter to the Frax community and anybody who whitelisted in my forum. That's why I kept on. That was really funny. I kept on trying to like get people to whitelist, and like people are like, "Is this a?" I mean, good. I mean, they're right. They should like question like, "Did you get SIM swapped?" And I was just like so exhausted that I like did like the Vitalik like this is really me. But I realized I spelled Google wrong in the picture, and I just look so stupid because the Google spelled wrong. It's like goggle. This is fill out the goggle form. But yeah, but
bullish.
Yes, even bullish, like left curve, bullish. But what's cool about this game is like there's gonna be like you have your realm, and like realms there's like different levels for it to level up. So it can be like it can level up to like a city, and then it can level up to metropolis. And like the thing is like the more and in order to participate in a realm, if you want to like be a citizen in a realm, you have to stake your Tahoe. And when you stake, the more Tahoe a realm stakes, the more Tahoe emissions they receive from the game. And how it works, like every season, it's like the more XP points you get, the more Tahoe you receive from in the realm. So it's a really interesting game, really interesting concept. It has me excited. I'm just like, oh, like this could like get people like active, like on chain doing what it adds like another dimension to it. And then like if you look at the poster, it's gonna be like you could like have like spies and sieges and like steal other realms' Tahoe. It sounds sick. So really exciting stuff. And on the post that I have, we have like those who qualify for the whitelist, which includes top 100 VEFXS stakers, not including DAOs, people who voted for certain proposals, voted for or against, including any flywheel proposal from like the past year, the Frax hackathon and Frax ecosystem incentives. Any person who participated in the Frax ecosystem incentives over the first 6 months, they're whitelisted. People who placed in the Frax build hackathon, they're whitelisted. And people who filled out the form from yours truly. So check in the article. We'll have the article below in the description. There's a Google sheet. You can check if you're whitelisted or not. And yeah, this is really exciting. I'm gonna make a Telegram group if I haven't made it already. Gonna get like the whole like Fraxome together, rally the troops, and yeah, let's claim those rewards. And if anything, and I said to them like, hey, if like all the rewards are claimed for whatever reason, like if you vote for a gauge, like that's suitable too. But hopefully this gets like more people, like because like now that like people are incentivized to like vote for a gauge, maybe like more. This will start like kick off a positive flywheel of like now more people will like participate in the gauge. So like we got to get that out there.
Yeah, dude, this sounds fun. I always love these like seriously well gamified DeFi, but not just like click, but more richer immersion on the DeFi game. So I'm down to try this. I'm excited.
Yeah. We should get one of those guys on This Week in Frax, or we should get them on like This Week in Frax next week.
So I had an idea. Maybe we can talk about this because I want to present my cool marketing idea to you guys. Maybe Flywheel can sponsor this somehow. So I found this protocol called Base Paint this week. Have you seen this?
Oh, I mean, I can guess what it is. Is it on base? And like it's so
it's on base, and you give it, you pay the protocol some ETH, and then you get like pixels that you can come in and like draw and like like draw stuff, and then when you pay, then your pixels get like fixed, right? And so they have like some pretty awesome galleries. They do these every single day. These are like daily, and what's cool is that all the ETH that's paid in goes to the artists, right? So if we look at like the popular, these are some of the more popular ones.
But what if I have no artistic skill at all? Can I still come in and do this? Or
yeah, of course, anybody. It's totally open to come in and like just mess with pixels, and then at the day it's fixed. So I wonder if there's something that Flywheel could do to like promote a Frax like theme for the day.
Maybe once we bridge to base, we can have something.
Yeah. So they vote on everything. Like, look, here you go, Dave. Cherry blossom in October. That one's perfect for you.
Yeah. Sakura Festival.
Yeah. So yeah, but very cool. I this is one of the like cooler apps that doesn't have a token and has a great community because they're like people make these every day and some of them are really good. Like look at this Pepe one.
That's crazy.
I know. It's super cool.
These are all community made. No, they must have hired a person to.
No, they're all community made. Like, look, this one has 315 people. So yeah.
Somebody drew. I like the lo-fi one. Wow, someone actually drew this. Oh, the Pokemon.
I love the lo-fi one. Wow.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I'm pretty sure this has to be like they must have seeded it with like some artist to like do these pixel art. There's no way we have that many talented artists in the community that's just doing this. That's crazy. And it's 0.86 ETH. It's like $1,000 per. Wow.
Yeah. So think about the people that do those Reddit plays, right?
Oh my God, look at that. Wait, 368 minted? Jesus. It's like 368, almost 300 ETH of each one of these paintings. Jeez, that's amazing. This is sick. Good spot, Sam. Good spot.
Very cool. Well, that's all I got, guys.
All righty.
All right. And now let's hear from our friends at Aark to close off the show for this week's Frax Partner Spotlight. All right, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Frax Partner Spotlight on This Week in Frax. I'm your host, DeFi Dave, here with Ezio from Aark, who's going to give us the inside scoop on all the opportunities that Aark has to offer the Frax community. Ezio, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, of course, man. Super stoked to be here and talk with the Frax community about what we're doing.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. What is Aark, and what do you guys have to offer?
Yeah, so Aark is a perp dex that is peer-to-pool. So what that means, it's similar to other things like GMX or Gains or whoever else you have. The difference between us and, let's say, especially GMX, is that when a Frax user deposits their Frax into GMX, they get GLP, which means they actually technically sold their Frax for a little bit of Frax, but mostly USDC, USDT, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and a bunch of other stuff. And when they pull it out, they'll actually take an exposure to all those assets, and they won't get the same amount of Frax out. The reason we're cool is because we don't make you do that. You can deposit your Frax, and when you withdraw, you'll get your Frax plus the fees. So let's say a user who has 1,000 Frax deposits it. Right now, our APR is around 25% to 30%. Someone can deposit it, earn their 30% from the trading fees, and then come out, and they're all good. So we think it's pretty cool to do partnerships with you guys to basically help build that DeFi ecosystem for your project that users can actually deposit what they want.
And so how does that work? How can I just deposit Frax and get Frax back if you have all these different assets in a pool?
Yep. So the way it works with GMX is basically each of those assets is being used to kind of hedge, or basically being used to kind of give people exposure to them. So when someone trades Bitcoin, they're actually technically buying your Bitcoin from you and borrowing it, and then they pay it back to you. With us, we use something that's more like a margin or an engine that actually FTX and Binance and all these other teams use when you're trading. So basically, you're buying this ALP token on margin, and the ALP token's earning fees with your Frax, and then when we withdraw it, you're basically selling that token, which has now increased in value, so you get more Frax out.
I got it. And so is it similar that I stake LP, do I earn fees?
Yeah, so you don't even need to stake it. Basically, you just buy it. You like open an ALP position. So you just deposit your Frax into Aark, then you open your ALP position, which we actually give you 2x leverage on even LP, so you can earn up to 50% if you do it like really fun. And then when you close your position, you'll earn the fees and you can withdraw it all out. So,
yeah. And I saw recently that you've added sfrxETH as collateral. Can we talk about that?
We haven't added it quite yet, but we're in the process. Yeah, we're talking about adding.
Oh, you're in the process.
So obviously,
okay.
Yep. So the way we're thinking about our exchange is actually, to your point, like a real world asset exchange. We want to make sure that people can deposit real assets, other things like that, LSDs even. So not only sfrxETH, but there's other things coming along. So like we might just do sfrax and other stuff. So it's going to get really funky. and it's going to be really fun, so that you can not only earn the yield from your sfrxETH or your sfrax, but you can also earn basically the trading fees and the percent on top of that. So you can take your favorite asset that's really earning in real time and make it even more productive.
So in this scenario, what do the yields look like?
Yeah, so right now the yields, well, not right now, always the yields are coming from traders basically trading. So when they trade, they're paying basically 5 bips when they trade. So right now, as of today, I think they're 30 to 35%. And the cool thing, again, that I keep emphasizing is we actually always focus on capital efficiency. So you can deposit your sfrax or your sfrxETH and then 2x leverage that to earn even more. So technically, if you deposit basically your frax today, you'll earn, I think, around like just under 60%. But once we get sfrxETH up and running, with that you can earn, again, like on top of the 3 or 4% you already have, another 50, 60%. So it's very funky and very fun.
Another 50. Oh, because you get to loop it.
Well, it's not, yeah, because you have to basically leverage it up. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So you have one ALP position that's worth, let's say, your one ETH, which is worth, I don't know, $1,800 today. You can actually open a position that's worth $3,600. Just like you have leverage when you trade perps, it's the same function. So you actually get more exposure and you make even more money. So.
Okay, I got it. And so, have you seen the Frax recently got approved for the STIP?
Yes.
Grants, and so will you be working with Frax in that regard?
Of course. So we're already actually talking to the team on making sure, like, what's it going to take. The thing that we're thinking with working with Frax on this is actually matching rewards. So people are not only going to earn ARB, or sorry, yeah, they're not going to only earn ARB as well. They earn our Aark token as well when they deposit Frax into the pool. So we're thinking that obviously if you compound that, the yields could get to like 3 figures, 100%. Again, it depends on what the price of ARB and how many we give out, and obviously our token isn't live yet, so we'll see whether that ends up. But yeah, the yield should actually potentially get close to 100%. So it should be very, very fun.
Wow, even in these markets, things are seem like they're turning a corner. Fingers crossed. Do you have an estimate for when? You said it was later, but do you have like an estimate? Like, is it in like a few weeks, like a month, 2 months, when you have
for
this
the
sfrxETH? Yeah, for
sfrxETH.
For both, for the sfrxETH and then for the STIP.
Yeah, for sure. So the sfrxETH, it's the reason we haven't listed it. We can do it technically. We just need to make sure that there's liquidity on the curve pools. So we're trying to find ways to make sure that the curve pools on Arbitrum have that liquidity. Now, the reason it's a win-win for everybody is once that liquidity is there and we add it, there'll be more trading volume around sfrxETH. It will actually cause traders to deposit to swap from ETH into sfrxETH, which will increase the yields for not just us and sfrxETH, but also the people in that pool. So that should actually pump those yields up, we think, about 10% initially. So it'll be very good. So we're just waiting to try and find a strategy to work with the Frax team to get liquidity there. That's the issue there. And then the STIP, so the Arbitrum DAO is taking a while to distribute those. So we're waiting to have those distributed until we can have a discussion. But it should, once those are distributed, it should be like really, really straightforward, and they should come out really soon. So fingers crossed that the Arbitrum DAO will get their stuff done, and then we'll get some really cool stuff moving for you guys.
And so let's say I have some Frax and I want to LP, I want to use it as collateral. Where do I go? What do I do?
Yep. So you go to our website, which is just aark.digital. Go through the web page, and there'll be an account page. Within the account page, just open it up. Basically, there'll be a futures account and a liquidity account. Once you do, and you just want to deposit into the liquidity account, and you open up your position. Really easy. We have a pretty good UI. And again, you can pick to do your leverage. That's the one thing that you'll probably need to think about is like, do I want to take more exposure? The reason that leverage is good is because we protect our LPs way, way better than GMX. So like if you look, ours has been mostly up like a straight up line, where GMX, because of its composure, like when it fell last week, it fell when Bitcoin, not last week, but last month, Bitcoin, everything dropped. GLP dropped, but now it's back up. So that's kind of messy, but we do a much better job of this. So technically,
smoother ride.
Yes, a smooth ride. Smooth operator is what I like to think about it. So we take care of our LPs.
Smooth operators. That's my...
Yeah. Smooth operators. We're definitely going to use that as a hashtag now.
Yeah, please. Do you guys have like a nickname, like the Arks? Isn't Aark an animal?
So there is there's those. Ours is like a spaceship. We just use it with 2 A's. So far we've just called people Arcadians. For
Arcadians, that's a good one.
Yes. So.
Okay. I see you have all the lingo. Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue. Arcadians,
Yeah, of course, man.
Arcurators.
Thank you, thank you.
So like if I want to keep up with all things Arcadian, where can I follow you guys on Twitter and like keep up with you guys on Telegram or Discord?
Yeah, so our Twitter is just at Aark. If you just go and enter at Aark Digital, it'll pull up. We have a Discord as well. The best place to find that is the website. Just go to aark.digital, and then you'll see at the bottom of the page there'll be the little Discord logo. Check it out there. And I'm also in the Frax Telegram. I'm also in the Frax Discord as well, hanging out. So if you look for Ezio Aark, just ping me there. Like I try and give weekly updates to the Frax community because we love you guys and have had a really good job, like experience working with you guys so far. And I'm trying to get more users to deposit with me because, again, to those Frax users out there who are either on L1 looking for good yield and can't, or are on Arbitrum and haven't found it, like please, like reach out. I'd love to have you guys on board and help you get access to the yields that we're providing because, again, they're pretty sick.
You heard of the man. Hit him up. Check out Aark. Ezio, thank you so much for coming on. We hope to see you again soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. We'll see you around.
Thank you to our friends at Aark for presenting new opportunities on Arbitrum, nonetheless, for the Fraxmalus fam. And that wraps it up for This Week in Frax. I'm your host, DeFi Dave, here with Sam McCullough and Capital K as always. And if you want to catch up with anything Flywheel, anything Frax, anything Alpha, we got you. Go subscribe to our newsletter on our website, flywheeldefi.com. Catch up with anything YouTube. Hit that bell button, subscribe, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Give us a like. Show us your support. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials on Twitter, Telegram, TikTok at Flywheel DeFi. Make sure for exclusive show notes for all our flagship interviews, you get that key on FriendTech. That's right, FriendTech key at Flywheel DeFi. You can follow me on Twitter at DeFiDay22.
Follow me at 0xcapital_K.
And I'm at traders_insight.
And we'll see you next week.
Peace. Balloons.
Okay. Cool.